Hello Internet, and welcome to my review for Boruto Naruto Next Generations episode 76. This video is fairly late because I've had a lot of work today. It's currently 1:20 in the morning, so let's try to get this out as fast as possible. I know it won't be because this is a Gracie review. It's going to be 20 minutes. You know the deal by now. Or you know how long it is, the description. When we last left off, Team 10 and Boruto and Sarada had entered into Ryuchi Cave to look for answers for Mitsuki's whereabouts, where they were tempted by three, snake princesses. They passed their trials with aplomb and carried on to the White Snake Sage, who told them that she would only examine Mitsuki's snake. Sorry, I forgot to breathe there. Once they had gotten the reverse scale, which is like this weird backward skin on the chin of the gigantic red snake Garaga. That's where we leave off. Before beginning on the episode proper, I have my straw poll for this season's anime reviews in the description. That'll be end on the 15th, to give you some time to actually watch some fall shows, It's all of my channel update if you want to see it for reference. I don't know, I got lost there. This is what happens when you make videos at 1:20 in the morning, but I'm gonna fucking do it, because if I don't do it, I won't do it all tomorrow. I'm gonna be super busy. Alright, so, we open up on this nice little, 40-second recap of, what happened last week of their current mission, which is good, given that we've been gone for, 2.5 weeks. It was the 20th, I think, when our last episode was, so yeah, it's been a good while. And then they come across, the tracks that Garaga has left behind in the dirt. And it's really effective to just, it's a great intimidation moment. Seeing the scale of the beasts that they're up against. I really like it. It's a great way to build up to Garaga. And then we have our new opening. Opening 4. I don't have a lot to say on the song yet, just because, I don't know, the song, it didn't instantly strike me as, a classic song. It's no Silhouette. It's no, Boruto's openings haven't really been great. I don't know. Nothing really speaks to me like Silhouette did, or New Song did way back when. It's nowhere near, the flow-based heights of Naruto's greatness, but it's a serviceable song. But there is a lot to unpack in the video. We get a look at the childhoods of our three heroes, specifically all of their daddy issues. We see, a child Boruto looking up at we initially presumed to be Naruto, until he poofs away and we find out that he is Naruto. We have Sarada playing with her dad as he, fades away into the background. Mitsuki's whole childhood. Then there's some weird ice monster. And then the whole gang fights the ice monster, including Team Shinki, of all people. Hopefully they'll be back. Hopefully this is a sign that we're going to get them again, because they have not shown up in the manga. Hopefully they'll be full force in the anime. I don't know how much of this we have to take literally. I imagine if Team Shinki is showing up here, they'll show up in some way, shape, or form after the Mitsuki arc ends, which I don't think will be until really the end of December. I'll go into that when I talk about the ending. I personally, I feel like I'm in the minority in this. Hope that the ice monster is a metaphor for, some big trial, the trials of being a ninja. I don't know. Because the Naruto franchise has always been better with, conflicts between characters than these, no one gives a shit about the Ten Tails. People barely give a shit about Kaguya. But people cared about were, the more human antagonists who felt things. People like Madara, like Obito, for better or for worse. Obito kind of dragged on it after a while. Like Pain, like Orochimaru, all the Akatsuki guys. I don't know. I hope we're not leading up to some giant battle with some weird ice monster. It just seems kind of weird. But then the gang is continuing to explore Ryuchi Cave. We're back into the actual episode proper. And we see Garaga, who looks, I mentioned this in my discussion of last week's Next Time preview, super cool. A fucking cool design. Garaga is just such a crazy cool design. I love him. And then a blue snake, Garaga is about to eat Sarada at one point, and a blue snake, who's eventually revealed to be Sasuke's summoning snake Auda, because we are in the land of the snake summons, which I feel like this was already kind of confirmed when the gang headed to Ryuchi Cave, but I feel like there was kind of a big discussion back with the Mount Miyaboku segment way back in Shippuden, of whether or not Miyaboku was like some parallel dimension or an actual physical place on the Naruto planet. This confirms, I feel, that if there was any lingering doubt after all these years, that the summon locations are actual places on the world map that people can like walk to. So yeah, there's that. But then we spend a good bit of time in the Leaf Village, where we find out that the guard who is seemingly attacked by Mitsuki, we don't know exactly what happened still, is waking up from his comatose state. So we'll hopefully get more answers to what exactly Mitsuki did. Once that happens, they'll give him by some things later on. Who knows if that will even happen. Thanks, Yurito. And then we cut back to the Hokage with Naruto, Shikamaru, and Tsunade. And we find out that Tsunade has been holding back the village elders because apparently the current state is so bad it started raining again. The current state is so bad that without Tsunade's direct influence, they just like sorry, lost train of thought there. The rain is bothering me. If were it not for Tsunade trying to like push back against them, the current situation is bad enough that they'd have enough power to oust Naruto. Because I guess at this point, they're still Danzoites. Like, it's been 30 years since Danzo failed. And they're still trying to push out more Hiruzen-style Will of Fire Hokage, I guess. But honestly, at this point, I brought this up many times already in this arc. Why are they still around? A, why has no one in the Naruto timeline died yet? Onoki should be dead. He fought Madara. Madara when Madara was alive the first time. Onoki should be dead. The elders were trainees of Tobirama. They should be dead by now. They are ancient. Why is no one dying? Like, I'm not talking about, characters dying in, like, battle. I mean, like, the old people, like, the elders of the previous generation should be dead by now. And, the elders should be like Tsunade and Tsunade's generation, who we didn't really meet any other members of, but whatever. But yeah, the elders are just really weird continually. Then we find out, as I already mentioned, the blue snake that saves Sarada is Sasuke's snake. But throughout all the scene, there's this visual effect that I really don't like. Wherever it's a cave scene, the bottom half of the screen is lit like you'd expect a cave scene to be lit, where the top half is, like, dark. Like, Verve kind of has this effect where, like, when a show is paused, the top half is, like, dimmed. And these scenes, I first thought it was just my laptop, but it's not, because my laptop was fine in any non-cave scene. But in these cave scenes, it's like that Verve pausing effect, where the top half of the screen is dimmed the whole time. It doesn't work at all. Then we get back to the Leaf Village again. We see Team 15 for the first time in a while. Hopefully sometime soon. Nope, not gonna bring that up. That's a manga spoiler. Almost dropped some spoilers there, but manga spoilers, there are some changes in them that I don't know when we're gonna get to. Probably before the Mujina arc. But yeah, and then the whole scene when Yurito walks back into the med room is really good, like, upping the sense of, like, creep factor of his character, given that he did not exist before this episode. He kind of felt, like a nice guy when we first met him, and then as the scene goes on, there's this nice little, like, creepy music that plays the whole time. It's really effective. I really like it. It works really well. Yeah, and then the gang, back in the Ryuchi Cave art, and the Ryuchi Cave storyline, which is where we spend the rest of the episode, enact their plan to get rid of Garaga and take his reverse scale, and and it's just a really nice scene. Like, Naruto got a lot of slack, got a lot of crap, because at the end of the series is pretty much just Naruto and Sasuke fighting people. And Boruto has been really good, as this scene kind of signifies, at like having all of the characters in a given scene act to like towards their objective in a way that's always really meaningful. We have Chocho, Inojin, Shikadai, and Aoda all play their part to restrain Garaga. As Boruto and Sarada both, aim for the reverse scale. Sarada, letting Boruto have first shot, and then she goes in afterwards. It's a really great example of teamwork. Until Chocho is surprised by the petrification powers of Garaga. He like sputes venom on her shoulder that somehow encapsulates her entire body in stone. I honestly would have liked it more if it were just her shoulder in stone, and she has the fear of like the stone slowly creeping up on her. I don't know. I think that would have worked better. But it also gives us a really frightening explanation for all the statues around Ryuchi Cave. Which is actually kind of similar to... Weren't the frog statues in Mount Miyaboku, like, frog sages who had, like, failed to, master sage arts? So I feel like that's kind of a theme in all these, sage art areas, where they all have... There's always, like, a horrid explanation for the statues. Here's Garaga's venom is creating statues. But yeah. I was hoping that the Garaga stuff would wrap up this week, just because it's kind of a detour from the main arc, but it's continuing into another episode, and then we see the ending credits, our new ending 7, and it's super arc focused in a way that really only endings 2 and 5 have been, which are also coincidentally Boruto's best ending themes by far. Sayonara Moontown and whatever the one for the tuning exams are incredible songs, and I love them to death. Along with, like, visually meaningful, or thematically meaningful visuals, especially in Moontown. Anyway, back to the actual discussion at hand. Hello, ADD. So judging by, the fact that this video is very, very Mitsuki arc focused, both with, Mitsuki in general and specifics to the arc, things like the framed picture of Boruto, among others, really makes it seem like the Mitsuki arc is going to continue, if not to like the very end of the year, at least the last couple episodes, maybe rounding out the year with some like one-off episodes before we get to the next arc in January. But I think we won't see a new full arc until January. That's my theory. Feel free to critique. But yeah. So this was an alright episode. It was not spectacular. It was serviceable. It furthered things along in the Konoha storyline. I do wish that Yurito had maybe been introduced earlier into the arc before he did his whole, evil turn. But there's enough in there to really further that storyline to kind of excuse the fact that Boruto and the gang got really nowhere in their hunt for Mitsuki this week again. I do hope that next week is the conclusion of the Garaga stuff. Not because the Garaga stuff is bad by any means, but it's just that, like, it's time for us to get back to the actual plot of the arc. It really has not gone that much of anywhere in the however many episodes we've had at this point. The 6 episodes of the Mitsuki arc. They've really gotten no closer to finding Mitsuki in all this. So hopefully next week we'll end the Ryuchi Cave segment of the story, especially given that next week the preview seems to be spending a lot of time with Mitsuki and his captors. It looks like this will be the end of Garaga, and we'll move on to the actual Mitsuki arc itself. I have seen a quick synopsis of the next month or so of episodes, and I know the arc continues at least to episode 80. So we'll be here for a while. We got Mitsuki on the mind to make up for his absence in the manga at the moment. But yeah, that's really all I have for this week's episode. We were not 20 minutes, only 15 minutes. Yay for us. Especially given this was a page and a half of notes, which is more than I normally do. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the episode and the video. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, or subscribe, or fill out that straw poll in the description, please. There's a week left. Let your voice be heard. Vote, both in the straw poll and in the actual election, where whatever country you're in, always vote. That's an important thing to note. America needs some voting right now. This is not a political channel, and I don't know why I did that besides ADD and sleep deprivation, so sorry about that. But yeah. Anyway, as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. Bye!